Welcome back to Rolling Through Negotiations. Next month is Indigenous Business Month, a time to celebrate the strength and innovation of First Nations businesses across Australia. But we didn't want to wait until October to start the conversation. So today, we're bringing you highlights from two incredible leaders, Aboriginal lawyer Megan Highfold and community leader Selena McGuire. Their stories show us how culture, collaboration and respect are at the heart of business and negotiation. First up, you'll hear from Aboriginal lawyer Megan Highfold. She shares how culture strengthens business and why respect must sit at the heart of every partnership. Let's dive in.
So I'm from South Australia as well. I've been living here on the beautiful country of the Whadjuk people. But yes, I'm my dad's family. We are descendants of the Cookatha people from South Australia. So we're connected as well. Yeah. It's lovely, isn't it, when you connect no matter where you are within this beautiful country. Being surrounded by mob is just, it's just it's like a warm hug, isn't it? You support and, look after each other. We're better together, we're stronger together. And that's part of what, I've been taught growing up and part of my journey in my legal career has been that we are stronger together. We need to look after each other, look after our neighbours. So part of my career in terms of negotiating agreements has been, looking after each other and making sure that, when one mob is negotiating against a mining company, we help them as well if we need to, we don't just let someone get, taken advantage of when we support each other. And I've seen that. I've been very lucky in my career, my legal career, to work under Indigenous leadership and some amazing, incredibly talented leaders and elders, but not only that, CEOs. And Aboriginal CEOs just think differently. The cultural values are at the heart of their decision making. They're not left behind. They're not a last minute decision. They come together, and I've seen it where business and culture can thrive together. Where if a business treats Indigenous landowners as a genuine business partner, together, the magic that can be created is just phenomenal. But it comes to respect and not treating Indigenous landowners as a tick of the box, part of the approval process. It's not just we need their approval to get an environmental or some form of regulatory approval. We're not just here to tick a box to say, yeah, okay, we've engaged we tried to make an agreement on the Native Title Act to get our land tenure. When you genuinely want to incorporate and work with Indigenous landowners, we will only, as Australia, get stronger and better, and the economy will thrive because culture is essential to business. Our people have been here for over 65,000 years. The knowledge that we have about country, business needs that.
Absolutely.
And we need to learn from business. Yeah. It's two-way. And that's how I've sort of always approached and been taught and guided by these Aboriginal CEOs and leaders in my career that's how the right way to do business is bringing in culture, bringing Indigenous landowners as an equal partner together, protecting and managing culture and country, respecting that there are places of significance where business can't happen. You can't mitigate impacts on that area. You can't eliminate it.
Yes.
You have to respect the no and not do business there. But that doesn't mean business can't happen. Culture and, engaging with Aboriginal people is not a roadblocker. It's not a showstopper. We're not like the corporate. We don't just come together in a board meeting on a telephone call, 5 minutes, boom, there's a decision. There's a culturally appropriate way that decisions are made. So it's allowing that. It's not just everyone fits in that one box. It's really embracing that and cherishing that difference, learning from each other. I think be respectful. So really value the Indigenous landowners as a partner. So when you're negotiating, you're not negotiating for a land tenure approval, for an environmental approval, for another form of regulatory approval. You are negotiating to create a relationship, a long-term, ongoing relationship. Come to the party as that your business, your operations, when you want to operate business on country, are not going to thrive without culture, without the engagement and support and complementary nature that culture can bring to your business. So come at an agreement like that it's not just I need to get my land tenure, I need to get my environmental approval. It's a relationship, it's a partnership, a long-term investment in your business.
That was Megan Highfold reminding us that real negotiations are about relationships, not just transactions. Next, we'll hear from Selena McGuire. Selena's full conversation was packed with insights and inspiration. There was so much gold in that episode. Selena shares how Aboriginal community organisations are creating opportunity, why trust is central to negotiation, and why mob supporting mob is a powerful model for the future.
For those of you that don't know, we're located in Circular Head. We're about 6 hours away from Hobart and about 3 hours away from Launceston. We're on Parappa country. I was born on Parappa country. Circular Head's only got about 8,000 people in the whole municipality, but I'm the chair of CHAC, Circular Head Aboriginal Corporation. We've been serving mob here for about 25 years. We just started off with a couple of people, a couple of founding members that were helping the kids out. And in 2023, I think we're 65 employees. So we've had a bit of a change. We've got a lot of Aboriginal people living here in the area. As you know, in small country towns, we got big numbers of mob, where mob marries mob, and we've got a good representation of young Aboriginal people in our town here. I think everyone listening that's from a small community will understand that everyone helps everyone out. We obviously service mob first and foremost, but a lot of our services we welcome the general community to as well, which I think in a small town you have to. When we do culture and stuff, we invite every kid to attend, not just mob either. So I think that's our conciliation piece. I guess that's something we've made as an organisation very clear. We're all about inclusive, not exclusivity. Like, I think this us and them piece hasn't worked for us in the past. I think if we all walk together, like I said yesterday, we've got a lot of good allies around. I think everyone can go on the journey together. But what you said about, we've got a black excellence piece that we're always missing out, and not all disadvantaged at Aboriginal, or not all Aboriginal people are disadvantaged, I think. We come in all abilities and all ranges, and I think for a long time people are putting us into a basket that we can only do entry level, and poor little black fella, you can just have an entry-level job. I believe in that we're the smartest race of people on earth. Yeah. I'm a firm believer of that. And I feel like a lot of the times we get dumbed down, and I'm like with you, I want to flip the scale there and show we can do anything. And I guess I'm lucky to have a lot of, they wouldn't know I called them mentors, but people I admire, you included, Matthew, that are still everything they and you have learnt along the way, you pass on. And that's a part of our culture. We don't keep our knowledge to ourselves traditionally. And if we have successes or failures, it's important to, or if you've got an easier way of doing something or to help someone, it's so important to pass that on to other mob, not keep it all for yourself. And I think we do that well. And that's been going on for 65,000 years. We don't hold stuff to ourselves, and we shouldn't hold stuff to ourselves. We should, if we got a way for another mob or another black fella to succeed, we should be helping them every step of the way. Yeah, I think it's very important. When you say the word negotiator, I think a lot of us would say, I don't know how to negotiate, but I think we negotiate from getting your kid up in the morning to go to school, you start to negotiate, to what time they go to bed, you're negotiating. But the only way, I find this is a personal thing, I can only speak freely if I have trust, I think. I think once I've built a rapport with someone and can speak frankly, that helps to any negotiation piece. And I guess us as a culture, trust is a massive thing. So I think once you get to know and I'll stick with the business comes last piece. I think that's important. We've just done a business deal with a big corporate, and I had no trust there till I become friends with the CEO or knew him on a personal level and formed trust there. Now it's more of a relationship peace and I can speak freely, but I find that a massive part, even in this joint venture that Chak's just done, we wouldn't be able to do it or negotiate with anyone without that trust piece and building that rapport before speaking business. And it was a long process and it didn't happen overnight, but we had lots of visits and lots of trusts got built, and now I'm comfortable to speak freely and to negotiate. And it's really, even when it come to the last negotiation piece, I was still, you know how we get imposter syndrome. But if you stick to your guns and you know what you've got to offer, and we don't value our culture or our products enough, if you look back and think, oh, I've got something valuable, Chak's got something valuable, and in any other market it'd be worth a lot if we trust that instinct. And I was surprised to see that it was agreed to. I've been lucky enough to learn it was so important that we bring all the staff along and all the community along for the ride, and then they get upskilled and it inspires them. Yeah. I think we're all generally, as Aboriginal people, we want our people to do the best. And I hope that remains forever, because we got to stick by each other and invest in Aboriginal business and use Aboriginal services. Mob working with Mob isn't just doing Mob a favour, which obviously it is, you're helping grow the business, but Mob aren't second-hand or lower class services. We've got the most excellent services out there. We're good at networks. That's one thing we're good at as black people. Like we are, and we all stay in touch, and I think that's it just highlights we do business a little bit different. Yes. It isn't always just signing on the dotted line. I think there's so much, and I don't know if you other people think the same. Whenever I spend time with positive people, particularly Mob, it recharges your soul somehow and you come out stronger.
That was Selena McGuire showing us how collaboration, trust and cultural pride build real pathways to self-determination. And that's just the beginning. As we head into Indigenous Business Month in October, we'll be bringing you more voices from across the country. Stay tuned. Thanks for listening. Peace and love to you. And until the next one, take care.